Hello and welcome to Nashville. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53 and I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for super late models at Nashville as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 2 Week 8 official series. If you guys can, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It does a ton to help my channel. I actually have a car that looks very similar to this one in real life that's parked in my garage right now. My daughter Sydney she's 12. She's starting go-karting. First race is this weekend, so we'll see how she does. Not expecting a whole lot. She's only been in the kart a couple times, so just complete all the laps and bring her back in one piece is all we're asking. And if you guys can, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Like I said, it does do a ton for us. And then if you're looking to upgrade your sim racing experience, head over to my friends at Impel Motorsports. They have an upgraded Moza lineup, all fresh in stock, ready for you guys to hit. And then as I'm talking, I was actually on there this morning. I have a set of Husingfeld Sprint pedals that I've had for probably about 4 years now. And the load cell finally went out on them, or just went out on them. So Husingfeld's going to be sending me a replacement load cell for those. But in the meantime, I was looking, and if the CRP pedals had been back in stock, I think that's definitely where I would have gone. So we'll wait. I have, just kind of for full disclosure with this video, I'm using my clutch pedal as my brake pedal. So we're still figuring some things out there feel-wise, but my lap times were pretty good, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that these lap times will hold up throughout the week. So let's head out on track here at Nashville. We are going to tire heat like we do every time when we come out of the pit, so it's a gas brake alternate. Um, I don't know, brake pedal looks pretty good there, so we'll let it go with the clutch pedal. So I'm going to do this all the way through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch, and then I'm going to get up into third gear, which is going to be where we're geared for with the Team 53 custom setup. We'll come up off this corner, get a really good run down the start-finish line, and you can see here as we go to the start-finish line, I have my car positioned basically on this last block here where the start-finish line is, and I've got this seam. We'll go into the cockpit. Remember, I have triples, so what you guys are seeing is just my center, but this seam here on the track is pretty much right over the top of me. So that's something that you really have to focus on, is getting your car as far to the right as you possibly can to get a good arc for the corner. Now Nashville, like New Smyrna and a couple other tracks, when we go down here into this corner, we don't want to go all the way down to the yellow line. We're going to run one groove up. So I'll show you guys how that looks here. So we go down the front stretch. Wheel is still tilted to the right. We're going straight. We're going to start our turn in here. As we head for turn 1, we'll brake, and we're going to continue to use brake into the corner. Now we're going to let this roll, and I'm just grabbing this left front just over this seam. So what that looks like here inside the car is this. That seam is right over the top of me. We'll let it roll up just a little bit here in the center of the corner so you can see the far chase. Right side tires kind of right on the dash lines there. Nothing super high. And then we're going to arc it down here up off the corner, and we'll drive nice and hard off. So we're going to start to give ourselves some throttle about the time that this pit exit lane is going to even out with the apron. Just before that, we'll throttle up, and then we're going to come off as straight as can be. Notice how straight my wheel is here on corner exit. There's this big hump here on the exit of 2, and if you have a lot of wheel turned into your car, what happens is the car will get really free and it'll spin out on you and you'll lose time. So we let it go over that hump. We carry it down the backstretch, again, down the backstretch, right up tight, up against that wall. Crease the seam right through us. Back to the far chase. We're going to drive down into the corner. We're going to lift here at this first available for sponsorship billboard. We'll use some brake, get it into that corner. I try and bring this car in. Some guys will bring the car in, right side's on this dash and arc around. Sometimes that works for me. A lot of times with this Super, if I straddle this seam with the car right here in 3 and 4, it works out best for me. And then as we get close to pit exit here is where or pit entry is where I pick up my throttle and I just drive it hard off the corner. You can see there we left a little bit of a dash. We stayed in it. I probably left a little bit of time on the table here. Probably looking at a low 3 to a 2.9 if I don't slide the tires there on exit. But she was eating, so I let her eat, and we just kind of carried up off that corner. So again, not too bad for a guy working with his clutch pedal as his brake pedal. Let's go inside the car, and we'll show you guys what this looks like for a ride inside. And there's your 367 lap. So not terrible. Pretty good lap there for us. We'll definitely take that. Race trim, just a quick little video here just to get some race laps in. It's going to look very similar to qualifying. Race trim is going to be a little bit freer, just early in the run, nature of race trim. So definitely going to want to watch that. You can see there I take the wider arc in and a straighter drive off. Here in one, you can see pretty much the same line as qualifying. Straighten the wheel out over that bump, turn it, keep it off the wall. Same thing here. So how do you pass here at Nashville? That's a really good question. Usually exit of 2 is a really good passing zone, especially if you get guys that get on throttle a little bit too fast. When they come off the corner, right, they'll be starting to slide. They'll have to lift, or if guys get in throttle really early, they'll start to push, or they'll get really free and they got to lift. And you're usually just able to go right past them. Another really good passing zone here is entry to 3. Entry to 3 seems to work a little bit better than entry to 1, just because entry to 3, you can run down there around that yellow line if you need to in 3 and 4. It's not as big of a negative for you as what it is in 1 and 2. So you can run right down there and you should be okay. Get past someone, good drive off. And then what you do is after you do that, you just kind of take the line into 1 and send them up the track. But a lot of wrecks happen here in turn 1, especially early in the race where you have, especially on like an initial start, right? The guy in the outside lane wants to take this primary lane. The guy in the inside lane wants to take this primary lane. You guys collide, you wreck, and that's kind of that. So you just really have to be careful. Kind of eggshells lap 1 going through here until you guys get single file. And then from there, it's just going to be hit your marks, run as smooth as you possibly can, and not really worry about too much. But it's Nashville, nicknamed Crashville, so expect some crashes and some things to happen. Guys to run through you, center of the corner, all that fun stuff. Just trying to get passes. So keep that in mind as you run this week. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to let us know. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you've made it this far. And we will see you guys in the next video.